Hey everybody, Rich Lovell, Master Instructor with Epstein Hitting System. And I want to discuss something that I received a note on a video that I did. And the question from this individual was, after the front heel plants, what happens next? So let's address that from a lower body perspective, and then we'll get into a little bit of what the upper body does to follow behind that. But I want to spend a little more time here. So again, whatever your style is as far as how you stand in the batter's box and how you stride, I don't really care. Once that front foot lands though, this is where the technique or the mechanics come into play, and this is where I step in for the players. I help them on the style side, but this is where we really get down to the nuts and bolts. So to address that question, when the front heel plants, this is what happens. And again, remember, I'm stopping and slowing and things of that nature to address this, not necessarily how we would do it during the swing. So the front knee would be flexed here, my front shoulder would be down, and as you can see, the knob of my bat is pointing back somewhere towards the catcher. It doesn't have to be at his feet, it doesn't have to be up at his helmet, somewhere back in that area, then to where my hands are about level with the top part of my shoulder, somewhere in that area. Notice my back elbow somewhere even with my rear shoulder, and again, my front shoulder is going to be down. Here's where the lower body comes in. The back knee begins to pinch in, which then pulls the back heel in and up, and then my hip begins to turn. Now, the question always comes up is it my front hip pulling my back hip through, or is it my back hip pulling pushing my front through, my front hip back? Excuse me. I like to think of everything in a pulling motion, so I'm going to address this as my front hip is pulling back, which then is pulling my back hip through more. So again, back heel comes in and out with my back knee pinching in, and I should be in a position something like this. From there, as this continues pulling, my lower body continues pulling, I begin to feel this stretch here, and that's what's going to begin to yank my upper body through. So again, for this individual, as you land, the back knee pinches. So think of it as if you land toe, the front heel is going to drop and the back knee is going to pinch in, which then pulls that back heel in and out. And then everything else just begins to flow through, and we continue through the ball. So you might have noticed a couple of things here as well. I'm using the backspin tee. This is a really good product. This is something that we endorse through Epstein Hitting System. And then here recently, I've had issues with players trying to figure out how far to keep their feet. So I've just gotten a 6-foot ruler here, and they can put their foot at one number here and address it out to here, and it makes it easier for those younger players. All right, so if you have any other questions, what happens next after the front heel plants? Shoot me a quick message. I'll be sure to answer that. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook, and then look me up on the Epstein Hitting Online Academy, Richard Lovell.